This conference will now be recorded.
Right, let's start today's session. See, in the last session, we were discuss about how to save the data into database table by accepting values from the HTML template. That means Django form. We create a model that is employee model. So this model through I just create a table called this table. So here you can see when I refresh this, one record is already inserted previously, and according to this model I just create a form. So name, address, mail, age, and I set the URLs also like emp_view, and project level URLs also included. And then main thing is view section. So in this view section, if request.method equal to post, I just create object for form with request.post. After data is coming from a template, that fm.isValid method is there. IsValid method return true or false. If it is written true means we are collecting the data from form, that is fm.cleaned_data attribute through. We are collecting the form with the name. After collecting, we are storing that values into name, address, mail, age, and these values I'm sending to the database table by using this object of this model class. Here we are creating object of this model class. So while creating object, we are passing these values, whatever we collected the data from form. These values are saving into database table. After that, we are printing this message data inserted into database. This code need to be executed after form posting, and if it is valid, it's okay. If not valid, then else block need to be executed. Please enter valid details like this. If request.method equal to not post means it will go to where else block. That is fm employee form. This form I'm rendering into employee1.html page. Okay. Employee1.html page. Where is employee1.html page? This is in this employee1.html page. Look at this method equal to post. No validation means Django validation need to be performed, not HTML validations. CSRF token, you know that method post means CSRF token is mandatory. Table format, form object, and type equal submit, value equal submit. This is. But the problem in this example, what I will tell you. Okay. Right now, what table is there? This table, one record is there. Let's go to terminal and start the server. Python space manage.py run server. When I run this, look at this. For example, I'm taking employee name Durga, address SR Nagar, mail durga@gmail.com, age I'm taking just 48. So when we click on submit button, that is post. After posting, these details are there or not, it will check the view. If it is there, then form is valid. After that, we are sending these values into view section. View data will submit that data into model. That means database table. No? After that confirmation message, we are not displaying in this HTML template. Got it? Look at this. Click on submit. Are you finding whether record is inserted successfully or not here? No. Where it is there, the message in the terminal only. Look at this data inserted into database. So even we can refresh this table. This data is inserted. But sir, I need to display messages in the HTML, this form only, template only. I need to display messages. Got my point? Yes. Inside the template only, I need to display some message. I need not to go back whether record is inserted and not inserted or not. I need not to go back and check in terminal. Here only I need to display. To display that, we use messages framework is there in Django here. Messages framework. What is messages framework? We'll see this. Messages framework is there. That messages framework through only we can display the messages. That is messages, Django messages. So where we use messages framework means in the view section. So all Django messages can be available into Django messages framework. How to work with the Django messages framework means from Django dot contrib import messages. Import messages. So this is messages library from Django dot contrib import messages. Okay. Now this time we can see messages library is there now. So instead of this, what I'm trying to do, instead of printing, I'm going to use messages. Yes, instead of printing, I'm going to use messages. Please mute your audio, all of you. Now, so here I'm not printing this. Just instead of printing, I'm using what messages framework here. So messages is a library name. Dot add message is a method name. For current request, I need to add message. And now you can see messages dot success message I want to add, and I can say record inserted successfully like that. What message do you want to display? That message you can write record inserted successfully like this. Record inserted successfully. Okay, this should happen what when the form is valid. Messages dot add message method current request messages dot success record inserted successfully I need to say. But if this not valid, I can go to else block. In the else block also I need to display messages. Even you can add same code or else we can write like this also. Messages dot info also we can just information current request because I can add this one also, but just different style of messages also you can do. No? That's what I'm showing some variation like messages dot info request, and now here what message do you want? You can see this. So please enter valid details like this only. Okay, this is the thing. But we have messages. Okay. But whenever we try to insert the record, now you can see even if I don't enter the values in the form, it has to display the messages what? Please enter the valid details only. Okay. Let's try to run this. Whether messages will display or not. Still it won't display any messages. Now you can see click on submit. We have only validations are raised, but do you have any message appearing here in this form in the template like please enter the valid details? No. Why sir, we have written completely messages code? No, in views.py yes you have written messages code, but that message is coming from where? View to template. The moment when the data is coming from view to template, so that is view logic is server logic. Okay, view to template it is coming, so template should take that messages. Okay, so that's what we need to write compulsory that template DTL language format messages receiving. So the view is sending messages whether it is successful or not successful. That message is going to send it to template employee1.html. But in employee1.html we don't have any code for receiving the messages which are coming from view. That's the reason we are unable to display the messages here. Okay. Yes, even though we have written messages, okay, code, but these messages are not going to be delivered into employee1.html. Why? Because in employee1.html also messages framework code is required. So messages has to deliver here. So Django template language is there here. So if messages, it's a default context. And if I'm taking if messages and if uh, messages and if I'm taking. Next, what I'm taking for message, because multiple messages are there in messages. For message in messages, percentage, and for I'm taking just a moment. So if messages, for message in messages, and for, then I'm trying to take message here. That's it. Observe here. This is the standard code. Every time whenever we are sending the messages from view section to template section. So the moment when we send this view, okay, the moment when we send this messages from view, this messages should be appear onto the template. In the template, this messages framework code is required. So if messages and if lot of messages might come, so that's what for loop I'm taking iteration purpose. For message in messages, your message is a loop variable. You can take any name here. That name only have to print in the output statement. End for only. This is the standard codes are no change. Anytime if we get messages from view in the template, this code is enough. Now this time you can see when we run this, I don't enter any data. Look at this. Even if I don't enter any data along with the Django validations, look at this. Please enter the valid details or not. Yes, this message is coming what? Messages framework through. Previously, we have to show, previously we have seen this message into a template, sorry, terminal only because I use print statement. Now this time you can see I'm trying to enter some more employee details, valid entries I'm taking. Page is 28. For example, click on submit. If it is valid, look at this record inserted successfully. Here only we got this message or not. This message is clearly available. Record inserted successfully. Why? Because this message's template language is there and the message is coming from where? Here. Okay. And these messages are present in what library? Django.contrib import messages. This messages you have to send. So ultimately we are inserting this record into here. Total 3 records are there. Okay, insertion is okay. Sir, I want to update the record. Yes. How to update the records means yes. That is compulsory required. So how to update the record, I'll show you. Just for updating purpose. I'm using same example, but if you want, you can write separate code for updation also. Not a problem. Okay. But I'm trying to write. Why? Because in upcoming session, we need to create one simple project that is CRUD operation project with HTML form with the Django form. At that time, I can go with all options with the different formats. But now I'm showing just how to do basic CRUD operations. We insert the record successfully. Now let's comment this one. Sorry, what one? This one I need to comment. Or let's copy this and comment it now. This is for insert. If update means yes, I want to do for update. For update purpose, I'm taking this one, sir. Now. So updation purpose, deletion purpose, compulsory we need some ID, sir. Okay, compulsory ID is required for updation purpose, deletion purpose. Got my point. Without ID, you cannot able to update. Yeah, we are writing one more function for update also. No? Same ways we cannot write. One more function you can write it. That is possible. I'm saying that is what I am asking you. You can create later one more view for updation separately. Okay, that I will show you in the project level. So whenever we are doing CRUD project, I will separate them: insertion, deletion, updation, all these things. Okay, just try to understand how it is updating now today. So updation purpose, what is required? ID is required. Which ID you are trying to update, that ID name you have to pass. For example, I am passing ID number 1 here. So this record I want to update. Update means modify the record. So here you can see for updation purpose, I'm taking what actually, look at this, ID equals to 1, comma, then it will be saved. Record updated successfully. I need to say that. That's it. No more checking. Same code, message is different. ID number 1 is passing here. But this is also hard code actually. But this hard code is not uh, required in reality, because we will try to create a CRUD project, Django CRUD project. In that project, I'll show you clearly. So once the moment when we display the records in the table format in the front end HTML template, on the spot they can able to update. So when he click on update button, we will allow to updating the data, and when he click on delete button on the record, then records will be deleted. That is with bootstrap designing. I will discuss with CRUD operation project point of view. So here ID number 1 I am trying to update. Okay, record updated successfully. If any valid entry is not there, so then please enter the valid details. If don't enter any data here. Okay, so nothing to change, sir. This is only for update. Update purpose also saving. Saving is there here. Okay, so this is called soft delete. We can say that this updation is nothing but what? Soft delete. Soft delete, hard delete concepts are there. Two concepts. Soft delete means what? Here ID number 1 we are passing. So soft delete means ID number 1 already records some data is there. In place of this Mohan Hyderabad Mohan at gmail.com 39 is deleting. New records, new entries are coming. That is soft deleting. This is completely hard delete means what, you know? Hard delete means completely what? Hard delete means completely what, you know? It's going to be entire the record is going to be delete. No more updation. That is called hard delete. Two types of deletions are there. Okay, let's see this. Now I'm going to restart the server and CLS. Now run this server. I'm trying to update the record. ID number 1 I supply no. Yes. Now you can see ID number 1. I'm trying to give the name is this one record is updating now. Record updated successfully. Whether it is updated or not, let's check here. Now you can say ID number 1 is updated. It's called soft delete. So old data deleted, new data is going to be takes place into this table, sir. This is soft delete. So hard delete means for complete deletion I want, sir. Complete deletion if you want means this code need to be required in the view section. What is that? So this code is required. What is that view section? So for update this one, okay, let's comment it. Now here also I'm taking comment for delete. For delete, what is that? No need to use this all things for delete. Just ID equals to 2. I'm trying to do e dot what? Delete method is that simple. Record deleted successfully. What record deleted successfully? ID number 2. But here there is a problem. What is the problem? You see here. See, do you want to delete ID number 2, or do you want execute e dot delete method? Okay. Compulsory page should be valid or not? Yes. But note this point. Whenever I activate this deleted code, so only deletion purpose just ID number is enough. Remaining details are not required. When I pass this ID number 2 here, okay, ID number 2. So ID number 2, when we pass here, you can see this name, address, mail, age is not active. Yes, for updation purpose, insertion purpose, this name, address, mail, age is required. For deletion purpose not required, no? Yes. For deletion purpose not required this. Got my point. So for deletion purpose this is not required. So if you want to execute this code, first of all you need to make this form is successfully valid. How do we make the form is successfully valid? We have to enter some values. But that values will be stored? No. Just for making form is successfully valid, then we are trying to delete. What you are asking? It's not fair not to send link to all students. Why it is not fair? Because already link is there with you. You have to join using that link only. How many times we should send a link every time? I said that once link is expiring, then I'll update a new link only.
We didn't get any link. I was waiting for the class, and me and Krishna, we were waiting for the class yesterday and today also.
Why,
And
madam?
even I sent a
No,
message on WhatsApp yesterday. Nobody
listen. But
responded on WhatsApp.
the link is completely 14 days it will work. Last link, whatever I send, you have joined from last 14 days
No,
onwards. No,
that
you have
one.
to use the same link.
No, I'm using the same link. We both were using the same link.
No, then all students also using same link only. No, here. But how they joined? But why you didn't join?
It's not only me. We both tried. Krishna and me, we both.
Please, I'm very sorry because here 17 students already they are attending using same link. See, the thing is only simple logic. Once I send a link, that link will work for 2 weeks. I said already, you know that. Once the link is expiring, I will send that link in WhatsApp group as well as mail through also. Okay, this link is not at all expired. Still 2 days are there. By this Saturday, it's going to expire. Again, Monday onwards, new link I'll share. So every day we will not share the link. That is, please observe here. Okay,
Okay,
in
can you
WhatsApp
please
group.
next time, if you are changing the link, once you send it in the email, can you send it on the WhatsApp?
That's happening previous to from last few days onwards. Same link
But
just updating into WhatsApp group also. But you might get confused. Some students are asking some other link, okay, Python link or some other link. But I just keep on posting that links also in WhatsApp group. You thought that this is link for tomorrow class. No,
yeah,
that
I
is
tried both. I tried both, but anyhow, I asked for a link, but nobody responded. So I thought now it's a new link because
no,
nobody
no.
has responded. I said I tried both of them.
No, you have to mail me just at least. I didn't receive any mail from you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So if any link is there, then I'll update. No, any link change is there. As actually I said already, once the link is received, then that will come for 14 days. And after 14 days, anyway, by this Saturday session is there. Saturday after there is no link. This link will expire. Again, Monday onwards, one more link will be updated. That link will come for 14 days. You can use same link. Daily we will not send a link. That's not required. So now you can see I'm trying to delete this ID number 2. Okay, that ID number 2 I'm deleting here, and successful message is coming, record deleted successfully. But what I'm asking this to delete this ID number 2, what is required means, okay, you have to make form submit successfully. So how do we make form submit successfully means just you have to enter some details. Now you can see if I don't make this form successfully, click on submit. Please enter the valid details. There is no record deleted. What deleted? ID number 2 is not deleted because when the form is posted successfully, then only ID number 2 get affected. That's the reason what I am saying that just this is not a proper data. Just it is not going to be inserted at all. Just I am making this form is successfully submit. Then only I can able to delete. But this data is not required. Record is deleted. What deleted? ID number 2 is deleted. Look at this, ID number 2 is deleted here. This is ID number 2. Okay, yes. So this is the code for inserting, deleting, updating all with the what, template and view and model. So here what happening here, we are communicating with the template by entering the details, and these details are going to view. View is sending these details to model. So MVT, model view template, is communicating. In the last lecture, previous lecture, what we did, we have already database data here. This data, model data, we are sending to view. View is sending the data into template for displaying purpose. Both the ways we have seen. But look at this, in this example, whatever the model fields are there, how many model fields are there here? Name, address, mail, age. Name, address, mail, age. Name, address, mail, age. This is web page template. So here the problem is what, models fields, how many are there? In the forms.py also that many fields are required. Got my point? So observe here, in the models.py, name, address, mail, age is there, these many fields, and forms.py also these many fields are required. But that's not good idea, because suppose models are having like 20 fields. Models are having 20 fields are there. But 20 fields, forms.py also we have to include 20 fields, no? Because same form fields we need to display. But that's not good idea. So that's what here, to avoid that, just model forms are required. Model forms means what? Based on the model, we need to prepare the form based on the model. Suppose models class is having 10 fields. Okay, model class is having 10 fields. That model class 10 fields means 10 fields no need to include in the model form only. Based on its model, we need to create the form. That is called model form. But look at this right now here, forms dot form only there. In the next example I'm showing now, my model form is there here, not form, only model form. So what is model form? How to work with model form? We will see now. Step by step I'm trying to show you. Okay, let's close this all tabs here. So I'm trying to create a new application with a new model. Suppose
Please
here,
explain the record deletion once again, sir. Can you please explain the record deletion once again?
wait. The record deletion means this is view section. Here view section. What I mean to say here, what ID I'm passing?
2.
I'm passing 3 ID because third record I want to delete. This is hard deleting, but this is not required. We need to pass the values also. That we'll see in current operation project. But let's observe here. My app 6 employee table is there here. Yes. ID number 3. 3 is there here. Third record is deleting. But if you want to delete this third record, we need to make form successfully submit or not. Is valid is there. So to make this form is valid, what I mean to say, we have to fill the data here. Whenever we fill the data, then only it is valid. But this data is not affected. Just because of to make this form successful submit, for deletion, I am including this details only. Okay, any data. This is not going to insert at all. Got my point.
Yeah,
If
sir,
you
got
don't,
it.
uh, when
Thank
we
you.
click on submit, it will delete, record deleted. This data is not affected. This data, why entering, just making form is successfully submit is valid. If it is valid, then it will go to if block. In if block, what I have included, ID number 3 deleted. So now you can say ID number 3 is deleted here. Clear. So let's create a new application, model form purpose. Python space manage.py, start app, my app 7. Python space manage.py, start app, my app 7. 7 is the application name. Now my app 7 is clearly created. Once we created this my app 7, then we can go to settings.py, include this into my app 7 also here. my app 7. After including this my app 7 into under installed apps, then we can start with the regular procedure, model forms, how to work with this. See, mainly in this example, okay, there is no new thing. Only new thing is I'm going to use model forms. That's it. Remaining things, same thing. No changes at all. So model form means what? We will see this. Model form is a simple concept. Okay, based on the model, we need to create the form. That's it. Based on the model, we need to create the form. First, let's try to create a model. In this my app 7 models.py I'm using. So I need to create a model class. Simple. So student is model class. Okay. Model start model. So model fields, do you want? You can create model fields, any number of fields. For example, name equals to any fields you can pick. Model start, char field, okay, max length 20, address, model start, char field, max length. Integer field like this. This is model. After creating model class, what we need to do? Obviously, make migrations. No? Yes. Python space manage.py make migrations. So when we create make migrations, automatically this migration folder is having migration file. Okay, this migration file is having the table. Yes, what table? My app 7 underscore student table. But this not created table, just migration file created and SQL statement is generated. So you want to create the table, then first we have to go for migrate. Manage Python space manage.py migrate and use it. Once we do migrate, after that it will create a table. How do we check table is created or not? Simply go to database folder from right hand side, refresh it. After refresh, then you can see my app 7 is there. Right click on it and student data is there. Edit data. There is no data is available. Later we will insert. Okay, just for insertion only I'll show you. But our target is not about insertion, deletion, updation. I want to show you model form. For storing this student details into database by accepting student values from the user, form is required or yes. So let's create a form now. So my app 7, right click, go to new, forms.py. A Python file I'm preparing, forms.py. In forms.py, how Django forms will come? From Django import forms. That's it. We need to create what? Class, form class. What class? Student form is my class name. But in previous example, observe here forms.form I am using. Forms.form if we use, what is needed here? How many model fields are there? That many form fields also required or not? Here, same like this. Here model is there, just I am including forms. But this code I want to avoid now. I don't want to write. Suppose that is what our concept is called model form. Model form in the sense based on its model, form fields automatically generate. But look at this in the previous example also same thing we discussed. So student model or employee model, how many fields are there? In the forms.py also that many fields are included. But I don't recommend this. Okay, that's what we are using, what model form. Look at this here, form is there. Instead of that form, what we are using? Model form I am using. Observe, this is the difference. Previous example and this example. In previous example, we use only form. At that time, we have to supply all fields here also. But in this example, we use model form. Model form in the sense based on student model. Okay, here student model. Automatically form fields will be generated. Only the thing is instead of giving all fields here, just we need to assign your student model. How to assign means internally I'm taking one more class that is called meta class. Meta class means information about this information. Means in this meta class, what I'm trying to say, model equals to what model? Student model. But do you have student model available into this uh, forms.py? No. So look at this, student model is giving error. Why? Because student model class is coming from models.py. You are into forms.py. How to bring this models.py file here? From, okay, my app7 dot models, import what model? Student model. That's it. We are bringing this student model from this my app7 dot models. So forms.py here. So only we are assigning what? Model equals to student. So what fields do you want to assign? That fields you can use. All I'm taking. That's it. Matter is over. So what is the advantage of this model form? You can see how many number of model fields are there. That many number of form fields no need to use. Only just we are assigning what? Model. And fields equals to what? All. Means automatically this form will be created based on its model only. This is the very simple way to do it. But do you want to display this student form? What we need to do? View section is required. No? Yes, view only render the form. Let's go to view and render this. So here in the view section, I'm making this from my app7 dot forms. What form? Student form. Even we will go for my app7 dot models. I'm making available student model. So I'm creating class. Class name is sorry, function based view. It is def emp underscore view request object. Then here I'm taking just if request dot normal form I will render first. After that I'll post the details and all. Okay, yeah, normal form I'm going to render. Fm equals to what form? Student form. I'm creating object. This I have to render. Return render. Okay, current request and my student.html page I'm creating. For this I'm preparing form. You know this how to render the form through view. Fm is a form object, student form is the class name. And I just send this form object into where? My student.html. Do you have any template page, my students.html? No, I need to create that. So HTML, my student.html page. Oh, already it is there, I think so. My student1.html I'll prepare. My student1.html. Any template you can create, not a problem. In this my student1.html, just I'm taking what actually form tag. So you know why form tag? Method equal to post, no validate. The moment when we take post method, CSRF token is mandatory. After that, what I'm taking table, inside the table form, and I can say button control input type equals to submit, value equals to submit. That's it. Same code, no changes. Okay. So yeah, I can add it. Fine, fine. So this is the form rendering, okay, through view. But only the thing is, observation is here model fields, how many are there? That many fields I have not included. Only just model I assign, fields I assign, all. Automatically this form will be generated by taking its all fields from the model only, model class, student model. It will take by default from there. So this is the very advantage here. So now if you want to execute this view section, we need to give the URLs. So to get the URLs, no need to create urls.py again and again every application. So my previous application, my app 6 is having urls.py. No, right click on it and simply copy this and paste into my app 7. That's it. It is possible. This is what here it is. My app 7 import views. emp view is have executed. These URLs we have to include into project level URLs. Previously we worked with my app 6 slash. Now here I'm taking path, include my app7 dot URLs. URLs are over. Now let's begin the process. Once we run this, student form will be created. Okay, in this my student1.html. Do you want to give any style for background color like this? We can give this. Now let's start the server. Now you can see form fields are rendering or not with model forms. Yes, with model forms, form fields are rendering now. Same fields are rendering or not. Let's minimize this. But here, what options are there? You just observe here. So models, forms. In the forms, there is no model fields are there. Suppose only model I'm representing. Okay, yes. Sir, if there is one more option. If you don't want to take fields equals to all, comment it. Simply you can say fields equals to inside the square bracket. We can provide the fields name, address, mail, age. Like this also possible. What is the difference between this and this? No difference. All means all. Instead of writing all the fields in the square bracket, also we can take this one all. So no much more differences. Okay, here. But look at this order I'm changing address.
Sir, if I want to print only two details like age and mail, then we delete the
That's
address and name.
yeah, that's what. Here you can see the moment when we give this first address and name is there. Why this is required in the sense simply the order. All means what by default same order will come. What model name address mail is there, that order is coming. If we don't do, if you want to change the order, then we can use fields equals to, you can change your order here. Address first, age second, name second, age third, mail. So we change the order
No,
same one.
sir.
Address first.
I want to print only address and name, not age and mail. So,
Wait.
okay, sir.
I'm going to explain that only.
Okay.
So now you can see here name, address, mail, age is there. Okay, these are the fields. But after doing this also, what do you want? Only name and address, right?
Yes, sir.
Name and address means only here I'm trying to give this name and address. So after that, just observe here. Name and address is going to be rendered. Only name and address. But this is only for few for few fields purpose and order changing purpose. This is okay. Order change you want or only few fields you want, you can do it. But suppose here this I'm commenting, all I'm taking. Now this time all I'm taking means what? All fields will come, then same order will come according to model. All fields, same order. But even though if you are taking all fields, sometimes I want to exclude some of the field, then exclude option is there. Exclude equals to address, means address will not be appear now. Exclude option. Let's see this exclude means it will exclude from the form. So address will not be appear. So remaining things will be appear. So these are all optional. So fields equals to all means all fields will come. But even though if I get all fields, but I don't want to use this, what we can say, address field, exclude option is there. So the moment when I use this, exclude all fields will come now. So this is optional parameter, not compulsory. Do you want to exclude any one of the field, you can use exclude. Or do you want to change the order or some of the fields only if you want to display, then we can go for this option, fields. But did you notice in my previous lecture, normal form through, see, normal form through means this is, again, I'm going back to my previous form, my app 6, normal form. Here labels display purpose, we use label, no? Label equals to something like enter name. Instead of name, I can display enter name. Even error messages purpose also I use something, no? Error message is equals to required, like this. Okay, if error message is there, by default normal form, this field is required, this field is required, it shows. But I don't want to make that field is required. I want to show the message clearly, like name is mandatory. We discussed in the last lecture, no? So this type of things also we can do with model forms. It's a normal form. That's what we are doing. We did in the last session. But if it is model form, how to make this? Yes, model form through also we can do it. Suppose here right now, whenever the form is rendering, what is the options are there here? Name, address, mail, age. Do you want to change this label text? Yes, we can change it. How to change? Labels again. Labels equals to, here we have to change. For what label? Name label I want to change. That is enter name I want to change. Next, what label? Address label I want to change. So here enter address, just for two fields. So this is labels. That means what? Your labels text will be changed now. Look at this, whether it is changing or not. Enter name, enter address. Even model form through also we can change our label text. Just that's what I'm showing, label text, how it is changing. So labels, name, enter address. But look at this, some validations are required. The moment when we hit this submit button, look at this, any validations? No validations. Why? Because this data is not posted to the server. Let me show you after posting to the server. Okay, this weave section I'm trying to do. Here I'm creating if request dot method equal to what I'm taking post. After posting, I'm fm equals to student form request dot what post only. And if fm dot is valid, then I can say just normally, I'm not writing code, just print submitted. This is for showing validation messages. I want to submit this form. Else I can say print invalid. Okay, invalid, like this. This I want to use. Why? Because I'm writing this code means just I want to, no, it is null only, null references. If it is null is there in database. So now this time you can see this. I have written some post mechanism here, but whenever I'm trying to insert this, okay, let's try to do this. I'm trying to insert the values here, or without submit any data. Okay, unbound local error at if okay, some indentation problem here. If fm dot is valid, then post method, yes. Else block I have to use fm equals to what form? Student form. I have to create empty form. No? Empty form is need to be rendered. Now this time you can see run server. So look at this. When I don't enter any data, click on submit. Again, it is saying this field is required, this field is required, this field is required. But in the normal form, apart from model form, we achieve that instead of the messages, built-in messages, our own messages we included. No, so here also in model form also we can include our own messages. Error messages equals to, okay. So for what error, what field error message required? Name. Again, one more dictionary, required and message. Name is mandatory, like this. We have to do this. Name is mandatory. One more field, do you want to give that? Yes, address is a field, colon, internal dictionary, again required, then address is must. These messages are coming now because error messages. So model form through also we can achieve all things what we done in normal form. Labels, error messages, fields equals to all. But these three enough. But these are all optionals. Do you want to exclude one of the field? You can use. Or do you want to change the order of the field? You can use. Do you want to change your label text? You can use. Do you want to display some your own error messages when the form is submitted with invalid details? Then we can use error messages. For name, required name is mandatory. Address, required address is must. This messages will display now. Look at this. Same thing what we did in the normal forms, we are doing into, you can see this. Name is mandatory. Okay. Address is must. Address is must is not affecting because something went wrong. So I think required spelling is required. address spelling wrong. That's what I'm not able to see this. Okay, address spelling wrong. Field name is wrong. So I have to take care of everything. So the moment when we hit this run, now you can see we got this what actually. Click on submit. Name is mandatory. Address is must is coming on. Yes, address is must. Name is mandatory. Address is must. This is what error messages. This is optional labels. This is optional. All are optional things. But make sure that this is compulsory. We are assigning student model and fields are equals to all of them. But how to insert, I'll show you quickly. So insertion purpose, same thing. Now you can see in the model forms through how to insert the data into this table. We'll see this. Right now there is no data. Quickly I will show the insertion. Insertion means here I'm collecting the data from form. Suppose here nm equals to nm in the sense name. Name I'm collecting from where? Fm dot cleaned data of name. So let's copy this and paste it multiple times. A simple code, same code again, what we have written previously, same code you have to write. So here nm name, what is that? Ad address, ml mail, ag age, anything you can take, this names. So here address is compulsory, it is coming from form, these are the keys. So age, these are coming and stored into a database. To store this database, we need to create object for student model or not? Yes, student model is already there. So name equals to nm I am to give, address equals to ad I am just giving, mail equals to ml I am just giving, age equals to ag I am giving. That's it. Age. Age equal to age only. Age means the value which is coming here. And this student dot save method I am using. And do you want to display messages also? Again, messages framework code is there. Django dot contrib import messages. And this messages framework through I'm trying messages dot add message. Okay, current request. And now you can see comma messages dot messages dot success. I can say record inserted successfully like this. If not valid, if the form is not valid, I should go to else block. So here also messages I want to display messages dot info current request and invalid details like that I'm giving. That's all. Same code. Previously what? Only the changes here. Here model form I'm using. Model form advantage is what? No need to mention all the model fields again and again. So this is the more convenient way to do this. Let's restart the server and run this server. I am not going to inserting. Now you can see oh messages is not coming. Why? Because the reason is in the my student1.html message framework need to be right or no? Yes, compulsory. Message framework code how to write means percentage if messages and message and message and if here I am using for loop percentage for message in messages open and close percentage and for after that we have to use what message. That's it. This messages framework code is mandatory, sir, when we want to display messages which are coming from the view section. And now you can see click on submit messages invalid details message is coming. If you refresh it again, I'm trying to insert student details. Raj is the student name, address and mail raj at gmail.com. Age is for example. Now you can see the mail ID I'm not going to give properly. Just observe here. Mail ID I'm not giving properly wantedly, but Django is performing validations or not. Observe here. Look at this. Enter a valid email address. Django is having built-in validation. Do you remember in Python sessions for mail ID validation purpose we use lengthy regular expression? No, that's not required here because Django automatically it will be perform the validations. That's make here valid. Okay, even I didn't enter valid mail ID, so it is clearly available. Okay, so I'm taking raj@gmail.com. Click on submit. Now you can see record inserted successfully, and where it is in this my app 7.student. That's all. Same deletion updation is same procedure. This is only changing what previous application and this application. In the previous application my app 6, how many model fields are there, that many fields I have included in the form also. But in this current application, how many model fields are there, that many model fields not there in form, only I have included model name and fields equals to all. This is more convenient way to do this application. So this is about today's session, how to work with model forms and how to do all basic CRUD operations. So in tomorrow we'll discuss about dynamic URL concepts. After that we'll start with state management technique.
Sir, I had a problem yesterday. That's recursion error is came, sir. What is that recursion error, sir?
Where in Django,
Yes, sir. Forms, Django forms. I had a recursion error.
okay, you just
I
mail me
didn't
the
know.
screenshot.
Okay, sir. Sir, let me share my screen. Can I share my screen, sir?
See, actually today I don't have time. I need to, about my classes will start from 8 o'clock there on, midnight. So I should go
Yes,
there.
sir.
Uh, I'll try to show you. You just mail me and I'll try to rectify. If not, then we will allow you to share your screen.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.